Breaking! A hair-raising trade has just been confirmed behind the scenes in the NFL. And guess what? The Raiders are at the center of this trade. It's a move no one saw coming, but one that could completely change our season before it even starts. I have exclusive information on the names and the impact of this trade. So if you're a Raider Nation fan, like and subscribe because you can't miss this. The Raiders' fate could be poised for one of those moments that forever change the trajectory of a franchise. Just imagine, the Las Vegas team, still searching for the key to transforming the team's future, could be ready to make a bold move, the kind that divides opinions, but also has the power to usher in a new era. The name emerging from this list of possibilities is Anthony Richardson, the Colts quarterback, a raw talent who hasn't yet managed to showcase his full potential, but who continues to captivate many within the NFL. Richardson's relationship with the Indianapolis Colts has always been a roller coaster of ups and downs. Injuries, poor decisions on the field, and the pressure of being the hope of a hidden franchise have cast doubt on whether he truly has the room to grow as many projected. But behind this turbulent history, there remains a player with incredible athletic potential, capable of single-handedly changing games, a diamond that still needs to be polished. And that's precisely what makes the Raiders pay such close attention to him. Las Vegas already knows that Geno Smith is an immediate solution, the present at quarterback. But what about the future? The front office is fully aware that it needs to secure a solid foundation for the coming years. And Richardson could be just that. He would bring youth, talent, and explosiveness, with the advantage of being able to learn slowly, sitting on the bench and developing under a new system. It's a risky plan, but one that could yield enormous rewards. But why would this move make sense now? The answer lies in Richardson's increasingly delicate situation in Indianapolis. Officially, the Colts say they believe in his future, but in practice, he's lost ground. The change in starting lineup to Daniel Jones is the biggest sign that confidence is no longer there. For a young man who arrived in the NFL laden with expectations, being benched so early can be devastating. It's in this scenario that the Raiders appear as a safe haven and, more than that, as a chance for a rebirth. Coach Pete Carroll, known for valuing athletes with exceptional physical and competitive characteristics, has already made it clear that he admires Richardson's style. For him, having a quarterback with such skills is not just a luxury, but a rare opportunity to mold a talent who could yet explode onto the league scene. A potential trade, therefore, wouldn't be just another transaction on the market, but rather a strategic gamble that could elevate Las Vegas to a new level of competitiveness. What would need to happen for Richardson to don the black and silver jersey? It all depends on how much the Raiders are willing to invest. The price will certainly not be low, as Indianapolis still harbors hope that he will become the quarterback they promised in the draft. But if Las Vegas truly believes in the development potential of its young past, this could be the kind of calculated risk that separates the times that fall by the wayside from those where we dream big. But while the Richardson debate is stirring up the offense, the Raiders' defense is also eyeing a major reinforcement. Trey Hendrickson, the Pro Bowler, who could transform the Las Vegas defensive line. One of the most respected names among NFL pass rushers, Trey Hendrickson, is at the center of a dispute that's already starting to stir up buzz around the league. The Cincinnati Bengals player, a Pro Bowler and recognized for his ability to destroy offensive lines, is in the midst of a contract battle with his team. And who appears to be the most aggressive candidate to pounce? Exactly, the Raiders. The impasse between Hendrickson and the Bengals has opened a rare window of opportunity. The player wants to be valued as he deserves, but Cincinnati's management seems hesitant to open the coffers the way he'd like. And while this is happening, the NFL's watchful eye has already identified that Las Vegas could be the perfect destination for this defensive star. It's not just speculation. League sources assure that the Raiders are among the most active in this fight, not just monitoring from afar, but preparing to make a bold move. And what gives the Raiders so much confidence in this race? Cash in hand and ambition in their hearts. Tempo has over $35 million in salary cap space, meaning it can invest heavily without compromising other areas of the roster. This margin allows Las Vegas to enter negotiations with force, offering not only the competitive salary Hendrickson demands, but also the security that he would be the centerpiece of a defensive project aimed at transforming the Raiders into a powerhouse. But every move has its price, and here, insiders are already pointing out what the cost would be for Cincinnati to actually part with their Pro Bowler. According to executives close to the situation, a third-round draft pick, perhaps combined with a player involved in the trade, could be enough to sway the Bengals and convince them it's time to move on. For the Raiders, considering the immediate impact Hendrickson would bring, this price could be seen as a true investment, not a sacrifice. Now imagine this scene. Max Crosby on one side of the defensive line, Trey Hendrickson on the other. A nightmare for any opposing quarterback. This duo duo would have the potential to elevate the Raiders' defense to a new level, transforming the pressure on the pocketbook into a significant differentiator. It's the kind of move that could change the franchise's identity in a season that's already shaping up to be crucial. The front office knows the current roster needs reinforcements to compete with the AFC's powerhouses, and Hendrickson, with his experience, explosiveness, and track record of production, fits the bill perfectly. More than just an impact player, he could be the symbol that the Raiders aren't just participating in the season, but are determined to fight for the top spot. If this deal actually happens, it won't be just another signing. It will be a surefire move, a strategic move that demonstrates to the entire league that Las Vegas is ready to go toe-to-toe with any opponent. So stay tuned, because this story has many more chapters to tell. And, who knows, the next big name to don the black and silver jersey could be Trey Hendrickson. But the Las Vegas Raiders aren't just about big stars and explosive rumors. Behind the high-profile moves that excite fans, there's a quiet but extremely important concern: the immediate future of the backup quarterback position. And here comes Aidan O'Connell, the young man who was supposed to be the backup in case something happened to Geno Smith, but who has now become an unknown quantity. The expectation was simple. O'Connell would need to use the preseason to demonstrate his development, solidity, and ability to hold the offense in emergency situations. But what we saw was exactly the opposite. With 3 interceptions in the first few games, questionable decision-making, and a clear difficulty handling pressure, the quarterback has left a question hanging in the air. Is he ready to be the Raiders' second option? So far, the answer seems to be no. Pete Carroll, a coach who doesn't mince words, has made it clear in recent interviews that O'Connell's flaws cannot be ignored. He specifically cited botched decisions at crucial moments, emphasizing that the quarterback needs to show much more consistency if he wants to maintain his place on the roster. On a team seeking stability and unable to afford mistakes at the most important position, this assessment carries even more weight. The problem is that the season is just beginning, and O'Connell's rhythm may be quickly running out. His final test is already set, the game against the Arizona Cardinals. It will be his last chance to prove he can be a reliable option for the Raiders' immediate future. If he disappoints again, the front office should not hesitate to seek alternatives. And here comes a name that has been circulating behind the scenes: Anthony Richardson. The Colts' young quarterback, who is experiencing his own drama, could take on the responsibility sooner than anyone imagines if Las Vegas decides to make a bold move. And this is where the Raiders' scenario becomes even more intriguing, because while negotiations for Trey Hendrickson gain momentum and interest in Anthony Richardson remains alive, the Aidan O'Connell issue adds a layer of urgency to the franchise's decisions. We're talking about 3 intertwined storylines that could define the future of the season: the arrival of an elite pass rusher, the potential investment in a promising quarterback, and the uncertainty of a young player who has yet to prove his worth. The truth is, the Raiders' season is on a precipice. On the other hand, there's a chance to strengthen the roster with bold moves that will excite the fans. Furthermore, there are serious risks in keeping players who don't offer the necessary security for a competitive campaign. What will Mark Davis and Pete Carroll decide? Will they risk everything and take the leap in search of a season capable of competing on equal terms with the AFC's great powers? Or will they be content to wait, trusting in what they already have at their disposal? The future is open, and the coming weeks promise to be decisive. The Raiders have cash, trade pieces, and an urgent need to find answers, whether through a bold trade, the signing of a defensive star, or even a tough internal decision regarding O'Connell. With negotiations involving Anthony Richardson, the possible arrival of Trey Hendrickson, and the uncertain status of Aidan O'Connell with the Raiders, which of these moves do you believe could have the most impact on Las Vegas' season and should be the priority at the moment? Securing a future QB with Richardson, strengthening the defense with Hendrickson, or investing in O'Connell's development as a backup? Leave your opinion here. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. I'll be back later to update you with the latest Raiders news.